Okay, I know it's not called Autopilot, it's called NIO Pilot, and also navigate on NIO Pilot. So what just happened? There's this high profile NIO Pilot crash that's been trending, and man, this is not good for NIO. So I'm gonna try to explain everything the best I can, and as a NIO owner myself, I'm gonna explain why it happened and what caused this. On the 12th of August, a NIO owner was driving his ES8 on the highway, and he was going pretty fast. Navigate on Pilot turned on, and unfortunately he ended up crashing the car and he lost his life. This wasn't the first time that a NIO owner on Navigate on Pilot crashed their NIO. This is the first high profile incident because the owner of that NIO ES8 is a 31-year-old entrepreneur that opened a lot of restaurant brands with over 500 franchisee locations across China. So yeah, it's a trending incident. Even though the whole incident is still under investigation, right, there are some things that we can conclude. We can confirm that he was indeed using Navigate on Pilot during the crash, and he crashed into a highway construction and repair truck that was stationary. With those two out of the way, let me explain why it happened. As a NIO owner myself, and me with the full NIO Pilot package, I've done extensive testing on NIO Pilot, what it can do, what its limitations are, and I actually have a full video, even though it's quite long. From the whole entire experience of using NIO Pilot over the past half year, I've come to two important conclusions, alright? First off is there's a blind spot actually. The blind spot is at the front sides of the car. I'm going to show you in this little clip with this traffic cone, and what that does is, if, let's say you're in a traffic jam, right, and someone tries to cut you off, like over here, now I'm using this golden EP9, someone tries to cut you off, sometimes NIO doesn't react as fast as you'd like. And you can see that in my video, that when someone cuts me off, I almost run into them.
Oh, super dangerous, man.
And here, driving in China, there's a lot of people that cut you off, right, because there's so many cars. People just want to cut each other off. So that is one big limitation. And that was inherently due to the design. Alright? They put the cameras on the rear view mirror instead of what XPENG did. Was XPENG, they put it in the front two sides. Right there. Over here and over here. That's what XPENG did. So XPENG did it in a better fashion than what NIO did. That's why I'd say XPENG and Tesla, they have better software than NIO. You don't buy NIO for their software and autonomous driving. You buy NIO for the quality, alright, the quality of the car, the service, the driving dynamics, and of course battery swapping and battery upgradability. That's why you buy NIO. You don't buy it for the software. You don't buy it for the autopilot. And NIO knows about this. Alright, that's why with NIO's NT 2.0, their new next generation vehicles, like the ET7, they've actually implemented the cameras on the A-pillars. And that will hopefully solve that problem. So that was the first inherent conclusion that I've drawn from that video, is that there are actually blind spots in the front. And problem number two with NIO Pilot is that it decelerates way too slow. If you watch that video, let's roll a clip right now. Let's go roll a clip.
And we gotta slow down, my friend. You gotta slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Holy shit.
As you can tell in that video, right, I was going fairly slow. I was only like 60 kilometers per hour. And the car in front of me decelerated, but my car wasn't decelerating, right? Hey, why is my car not decelerating? So we got fairly close before it started beeping and telling me, hey, be careful. And then, you know, even I had to manually decelerate the car. So with that in mind, I know for a fact, let me put this with a grain of salt, all right? This is my hypothesis of why this happened. The car was traveling too fast for the NIO Pilot system to react in time to a stationary object. Because on the highway, he's probably traveling like 100 kilometers per hour, maybe even more, probably 120, right? When you're going that fast, the system isn't going to have enough time to react. And even if you do hit on the brakes super hard, the braking distance is like 38 meters for complete stop from 100 to 0. So there's no way that this system is going to have enough time to react, especially to a stationary object. And you can see in my video, even at lower speeds, when the car in front of me was decelerating, right? He was still going forward. He wasn't stationary. He was still going forward. I still almost crashed into him. So that is also an inherent problem with the current generation of NIO cars. But of course, there's always room for improvement, and that's why in the ET7, they've implemented LiDAR and also better camera sensors that can actually see twice as far as before. And that would hopefully solve the problem. So these are the two solid conclusions from my extensive NIO Pilot testing. Now, is this NIO's fault? All right, that's a big question. You're going so fast and a stationary object is right there, it's gonna pop into your face really, really fast. Ultimately, it's always the driver's fault because this system was never meant to be fully autonomous, all right? These are assisted driving systems, all right? You getting me? So the driver is always supposed to be attentive to the situation on the road. They're always supposed to have their hands on the steering wheel. NIO also has this kind of warning system that if your hands aren't on the steering wheel, it's gonna warn you, it's gonna beep at you. And there's also this camera that sees if your eyes are on the road. If your eyes aren't on the road, it's gonna warn you. There's also fatigue warning. So NIO has implemented all this stuff to prevent people from abusing the NIO Pilot system, but we still see people abuse it. There's this little gadget that you can buy on Taobao, which is like a couple hundred RMB, maybe like $40, $50, and it's this little grip thing that grips onto the steering wheel that imitates you holding on to the steering wheel, and that fools the system into thinking that you're holding the steering wheel. And people abuse the system, and they just use that grip thing, and then they just lay back and enjoy the time and let the car drive itself, which is really, really dangerous. So ultimately, you can never trust NIO Pilot or any sort of autonomous driving system too much at its current stage. Now, I send my full condolences to the family, and may he rest in peace as well. So the biggest question, will it affect NIO stock? Indirectly, yes, because right now, this whole situation has blown up on TikTok in China. Everybody knows about it, all right? Even my wife, she sent me 2 videos about this, the same thing. She was like, hey, check this out. Don't use that. I told you not to buy that vehicle. And this will definitely hurt deliveries because people see this, they get scared, man. They think, hey, you're supposed to be a very technologically advanced vehicle, but this happens. A bright entrepreneur at his prime, he's only 31. This thing will taunt potential buyers like a scar because people think, hey, you're buying a NIO. Did you know NIO caused the death of that entrepreneur? All right, even though, it's not even NIO's responsibility. All right, it's always the driver's responsibility to pay attention to the road, what's in front of him. You're supposed to step on the brakes whenever you see an object in front of you or a car in front of you. Never leave everything to the system. Am I gonna sell my NIO? Hell no, man. I love my NIO. I love the EP9. Man, this vehicle is amazing. Limited, one of 888, golden EP9. Check this out. Man, it just looks nice. The attention to detail, the doors inside. If you want to get one of these, join my Discord, private message me, and check out my full NIO Pilot test video. Even though it's kind of long, you can watch it at double speed, and you'll see why I almost crashed my car 7 times while using Navigate on Pilot. So it definitely does what it's supposed to do, but it's not, perfect. So check out that video. Peace out.